cloud. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see you all. Thank you for joining our webinar. I did prepare a chart. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Janine Ai'i, Lebanese Executive Director. I have been doing this job for 3 years, and it's been quite the journey. And what I love about it is I do know a lot of you on this call. I've had the privilege to meet you and get familiar with your amazing talent and passion to Lebanon and technology. Let me share my screen quickly. I just did one chart. Can you see this?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, Sami.
Hi.
We have a full house. This is awesome. Great to see you. I was just about to kick it off. So first of all, thank you to Charbel Atala for giving us his time today to talk about self-branding. And I'll do a small introduction about him in a second. I just put this one chart on LabNet. This year marks the 25-year anniversary for LabNet. So this organization started 25 years ago, late 1999, with a handful of people realizing the value of connecting Lebanese and tech together. It started in the Bay Area, and it was 5 people, and now we're at 2,500 members. And look at what these 5 people have started. All of this avalanche of things that we see here was started by 5, and I'm so excited about what's coming, because now that we have over 2,500 members on board, I think the sky is the limit with where we can get to. And the most important thing for us, since I've become the LabNet Executive Director, is to really create a community that supports each other in everything that we do. And that's been in the center stage of us, not just what's in it for me, it's what's in it for our community and how do we best connect to each other. With that, I'm going to stop sharing and quickly introduce Charbel Atala. Charbel combines his legal background with a deep passion for talent acquisition. He founded Talent Gurus, a San Francisco-based firm that goes beyond traditional hiring, offering strategic advice to help organizations build strong, lasting teams through a holistic approach to talent. Charbel is dedicated to connecting people with roles where they can truly make a difference. He believes in the power of authentic conversations and real-world assessments to find the right fit. Charbel is particularly focused on reimagining interviews to make them more effective, ensuring both employers and candidates can see the true potential for mutual growth and success. His goal is to create spaces where talent thrives and drives innovation. With that, Charbel, I'll turn it over to you, and please go ahead and run the session however you'd like to run it.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for everyone for attending. Before we start, and I was talking to Janine before people joined, is that here we are talking about self-branding today with what's happening in Beirut today and yesterday, and I know it sounds trivial to talk about stuff like that when people are dying, regardless of where you stand. I'm not a political person. I couldn't care less, but I care about people. And yes, we should talk about things. We should continue doing whatever we're doing because we are resilient people, and that's how we've pushed forward always and always. Every time something happens, we always push forward and we always continue doing whatever we're doing. So I just wanted to start with that note, and then transition into self-branding.
Very true.
Thank you. And before I actually start, if anyone would like to introduce themselves, please, I would open it to whoever wants to. If not, we can move on. I don't like putting people on the spot. I never like being put on the spot myself.
I will intro. My name is Ryan Sayer. I went to UC San Diego on a scholarship. I did math, computer science with economics, and a minor in philosophy, which is irrelevant, but it's still in the mix. I run a software house. I'm based in Los Angeles, but I run a software house out of Lebanon. I'm actually in our office now, under my house. And And yeah, I'm very into AI twins and creating AI twins for people and software. So yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I just want to add something about Ryan. He reached out to me and said, how can I help LabNet? And he's been really assisting us with our website improvements. So thank you, Ryan, so much.
Nice. My pleasure.
I'll go next. I was waiting for Yara if she wants to take the stage.
Well, sure, why not? Yeah, I'm a research scientist at IBM Research. I'm based in the Boston area. Not a big fan of the winters, but yeah, it's. I consider ourselves lucky to continue to be able to wear short sleeves in September. Usually by September 1, September 2, it's like already jackets and all. But it seems like a good fall this year. I've been around for about 5-6 years now in the Boston area, and more recently I became a manager. So the self-branding kind of part of things is relevant to me from both sides. Now that I kind of also need to identify good candidates to hire, it's important to me to see the other side of it. But then I also want to make sure that I'm continuing to grow my career in a good way. So yeah, nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yara. If I could add one more thing about Yara, sorry, because I know everyone here, and I just want to put a plug for everybody that has come forward and been amazing. Yara helped us last year with the Tech Fellows program. That's a program that was championed by Aya Ma'allim, who's a Stanford University PhD student. She wanted to offer classes that supplement academic curriculum to try and teach, especially young ladies, who are juniors in Lebanon at various universities, how to succeed in a career in tech post-graduation. And so this program was every other Saturday. We teach sessions on self-branding. Charbel also was a part of it last year. We also resume writing and cover letter writing, effective communication skills, and also exposure to various careers in technology, both traditional and non-traditional. And Yara taught one of the sessions on machine learning, and I'm so grateful to you, Yara, for supporting LabNet as well.
My pleasure.
And this year she's taken on a bigger role. Okay, I'll stop.
I could go next. My name is Omar Khair. I'm currently the Chief Operating Officer of EPCOM. We're small company based out of El Paso, Texas. We have offices in San Antonio and Miami, Florida. I've been in this role in this company for about 5 years now. I had previously relocated from Lebanon to Michigan. I got a scholarship to do my master's at the University of Michigan in industrial engineering. I have a bachelor in mechanical engineering from AUB. I'll keep it brief.
Thank you, Omar. I can add to you as well. Sorry, I promise I won't do this for every person, but for Omar, he reached out also out of nowhere and said, Janine, I'm interested in the early in career community. How can I assist? And recently, he also assisted another LabNet member to try and find jobs. So this is the power of this amazing network, is people reaching out, saying, how can I help? Go ahead, Charbel.
So I was going to say, why don't you put together like a task force? Because it seems that there are a lot of people here that want to do something relating to help and relating to careers or coaching. And I'm happy to be part of that task force.
All right, very good.
Awesome.
طيب لا خلاص راح اسكت.
عدوري you decided.
بحكي على سامي وبعدين بسكت.
يلا go.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Okay. So my name is Sami Latour. I immigrated to the US in 2021. My family came before me right after the Beirut blast. I'm an ex-CMO with American Express for the whole MENA region. I'm a marketeer and an operations guy as well, a little bit like Omar. I manage the healthcare facility. When I came to the US, I joined Photon as a lead consultant on digital transformation change management for Citibank, and as an expert in customer loyalty and engagement and lifecycle management. And I've been looking for a job for the past 9 months. So the task force comes right into place. The personal branding comes into place. Janine has been with me through this crucible road for the past few months now.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't reach out to me before to just to even bounce
I
ideas.
didn't know you were there, Charbel. Now that I know, I'm not gonna stop reaching out to you. What do you think?
Anytime.
Thanks, Charbel. Thanks, appreciate it. So, like for me, that personally rebranding is quite important because I'm quite critical. I'm suffering from ageism and lack of network in the US. So rebranding
Spin it in
myself.
a positive way. Spin it in a positive way.
Yeah, I have massive experience that with transferable skills that can work across multiple industries. How do you like that?
See?
Janine, I'm waiting.
Okay, last one. Sammy's been amazing. He reached out. He also showed up at the last event in Washington, D.C. And truly, Sammy is someone who could greatly benefit from the power of this network.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to connect him with all the various people. I'm surprised I didn't connect you to Charbel, so I'm sorry about that, Sammy, but I'm glad you made it today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hi, I'm happy to go next. My name is Mazen Skaf. I'm based in the Bay Area. My career has been mainly on the management consulting side. I've done 2 startups. One got acquired by Microsoft and one went public in 2014, but otherwise mainly on the management consulting side. Currently, I'm with Teneo, and within Teneo, we have 5 businesses, management consulting, and what's relevant to this discussion is strategy and communication. So I'm looking forward to Charbel's perspective and ideas. And then during prior part of my career, around 2008-9, I set up a large branch for a consulting firm out of Beirut and created jobs for a lot of Lebanese in the strategy consulting domain, and that was a key part of the practice. Unfortunately, in 2019-20, I was forced out of Beirut with all what happened and had to relocate to the Bay Area and bring the family here. Otherwise, I was splitting my time between the 2 locations. Hopefully, we'll see better times in Lebanon, and we will rebrand the nation, because now we're getting all the bad connotations of the brand that we have. So would love to get Charbel's ideas on this as well. Looking forward to our discussions.
Rebranding the nation specifically or
The nation, yeah. Good. By the way, if you think about it, right when things started happening to Carlos Ghosn and many other Lebanese high-profile CEOs and bankers and everything, I felt that we lost a lot of brand equity in Lebanon. And a lot of things were happening around that time, and would love to get your thoughts on this and how to I mean, we talk about resilience, but resilience without principles is actually a weakness.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that.
Everything. Hopefully, let's in your home.
Okay.
You're on mute. Michelle.
You're mute. Oh, someone is muted.
Michelle, you can go. Is he on mute? We can't hear you, Michelle. We still can't hear you. Luca, you want to go next while Michelle figures out his issue?
Yes, I can go next. So, hi everyone, I'm Luca. I also grew up in Lebanon and I came here for college. I'm at UC Berkeley right now. I'm a junior. I'm studying data science and sustainable design. And I reached out last year actually to Janine to plan an event on campus. It was literally like break into tech, and we did a panel to help students figure out how to break into tech, how to get jobs. And basically that's what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, I'm happy to be here and hear like insights from you guys.
Can you guys hear me, by the way? Okay, Janine, you're muted now, actually.
Sorry, just
Yes, we can hear you, Michelle. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm like Luca, a student. Actually, I'm a friend of Luca's. I've known him for several years. I study in London myself. I'm a mathematics major with a minor in finance, but I went to UC Berkeley last year for a year abroad program to study more computer science. That's where I met Labnet. I was fortunate enough to attend a few events. that actually really helped me even indirectly because in some of these events I met other people
detected at your front door.
that so I did like a research internship this summer, and it was with someone, a postdoc researcher, Maher Al-Ghalayini, who I met through LabNet. So I'm very, very grateful for this organization, and that's like a little story to tell you about my experience with LabNet. Yeah.
Thank you. Did we go through everyone or not yet?
No, but there's still Tony and I think Tiger and Ziad and Roger.
I can go next. So, hi, my name is Tony. I also grew up in Lebanon. I went to IC, and now I'm a third-year student at Columbia University, studying computer science engineering with an economics minor. And yeah, I reached out to Janine like a couple of months ago to like be more in touch with the Lebanese community abroad, especially the tech community. And I'm excited to see.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go next, I guess. معكم Tiger Jumbla. This is how I'm known here actually in Canada من تورونتو. واسمي أنا نمر ما إنه تايجر. تايجر هيدي قصة نمر وتايجر قصة طويلة عريضة هيدي. أخبركم إياها بعدين لما يكون معنا وقت. I am the president and CEO of a company called Mr. Asbel. And we deal with basically construction sites where we help them out doing a 3D modeling of buildings and services and make sure everything is cleared. وبعدين بس نخلص the coordination process, we issue the drawings for the site to be built. So I've been in this business. This is my own business. I started this business about from 2012. It started 2009. It was incorporated in 2012, and we've been in it since then. Before that, I'm a mechanical engineer by profession. I did أنا مولود وخلقان بالإمارات. هلا عايش بكندا. ما بعرف إذا سمعين ببرج العرب. برج العرب was my first mechanical designs actually. بعدين عملنا الإماريتس تاورز وعملنا كذا famous buildings بدبي يعني. Then I looked and I decided, I said, that's not the future for me in Dubai, you know. Stability wise بالنسبة لنا ما كانت منيحة. I decided to move to Canada and start over from Canada, and here we are. Like, we've been in this business for a while, and I love my job, and I help a lot of people finding jobs, resumes as well. أنا بلاقي المشكلة دائما people finding jobs, especially at the beginning, is they don't understand the system. نحن عنا بنيجي من البلاد العربية بكون بده الواحد هالقد بنحط له بالرزنة هالقد. This is exactly what understanding the system is. Like, you need to understand what they're looking for, so for you to provide them with. Not necessarily more information is better. Sometimes less is better. وهيدي probably شربل بس بوافقنا عليها هون. وإذا فينا نساعد أي حدا بكندا, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Sorry, just Ziad Makawi. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I overbooked and double booked and triple booked, but I didn't want to miss just meeting everybody. So I'm a member in LabNet. I live between Dubai and San Francisco. I run a gross equity late stage VC firm based here in the Bay Area. We do systematic data-driven investing in private tech firms, so usually growth and late stage. I'm also on the investment committee of something in Dubai called the Dubai Future District Fund, which is a $200 million VC fund that invests in the kind of regional ecosystem there. Yeah, that's my background. And I apologize in advance if I have to like jump out early, but I was keen on meeting and hearing Charbel as well.
Thank you, Ziad. And I know Ziad from, I don't know if you remember, but our paths crossed many years ago in Dubai when I was with Dewey and LeBeouf and Beckett, I think. When you
yes, of course.
You were
course.
based, yes.
Like you, we both changed looks. It's the other side. It's the light side.
Yes.
Thank you. To see you
hello
again.
everyone. If I may jump in, My name is Roger Karam. Thank you, Janine and Charbel, for taking the time to arrange this. I'm an industry veteran, an engineer, if you would, and heavy on analog, right? So I was at Cisco 16 years, left on 55 issued patents. I want to brag a bit. Anyway, so right now I'm in between jobs, and I'm hoping to join some venture where I could be an inventor. I'm done playing with transistors, and I may have to jump out early too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Is anyone else?
Rod? Oh, no, no.
Okay, so should we, if no one else wants to introduce themselves, then I'm gonna just do a quick kind of intro, not about myself, but about the topic. And I was actually, to be honest, this is the first time I'm asked to talk about this subject, like self-branding. To me, it came naturally. I didn't work on it. And it's kind of, I was forced to work on some stuff. And if I look back at, 2-3 years ago, when I first, started my business, my own brand, so I started in this profession, recruiting, back in 2018. Back then I bought a franchise and was working it until 2020. I still own the business and it's doing well. But 2020, COVID happened and I had to kind of pivot. So I started Talent Gurus, which was kind of my own brand. And that is when I started working on branding. So I did basically work on all the branding of the company back then. And then, started wanting to kind of work with an agency, hired a marketing agency. They took maybe 6 months to kind of come up with a quote unquote strategy. And after that, we started, they started the work. And within kind of after, I think, a few weeks, I'm looking at their stuff and it's not what I want. So I found myself rewriting their stuff. I found myself redoing their stuff. And after a month, I just said, you know what, I'm doing everything. I kind of fired them. And it started there. And I started working on my own digital marketing for my own business, not my persona or whatever. It was my own business. And then once I started doing that, once I kind of put my own perspective, not the SEO optimized keywords or whatever, the market, whatever we feel the market wants, based on studies or whatever they do, or client persona, or all this BS that some of the marketing agencies do. It's just BS. So I kind of moved everything away, and then I said, okay, let me just really put what I want to say. And it started resonating with people because I saw the engagement rate of, and whoever works in marketing and works on engagement rates and knows these things, I saw the engagement rate of the company page skyrocket, from 4% up to 20% within a few weeks. And I'm like, okay, must be doing something right here. And what I noticed is that, yes, it's real insights, it's authentic, it's what I want to say. But I added a twist to it, is some creativity and the visuals, which started, engagement goes higher. And when all this was happening, even before, I was working with this agency also to, brings me to thought leadership. Thought leadership is an overused commercial term now. I think probably maybe 10% of thought leaders are actually thought leaders. Most of the others are just repeating whatever someone else says, and without even putting a spin on it. And it's all about selling themselves. And so that's why I felt like what I'm doing, and that's why I have an issue with the term self-branding, although it exists and people do it. But what I think at least what I believe I do, is not really self-branding. It's more of thought branding. It's, these are my thoughts. I want to deliver my thoughts to, to the people, to whoever wants to take my thoughts. But you can deliver, so you have to kind of strike a balance. Yes, you have substance, but adding some creativity doesn't harm. It actually does it. It's very positive. It does good to your message. You still focus on the real substance. Yes, you have real insights, but adding that kind of some twist to it, some creativity, whether it's through a visual or through the way you write, as long as you're true to yourself, you're fine doing it. And that's why there's no really right and wrong approach. I think you need to consider what's the end goal of whatever you're doing. Why are you self-branding, or why are you kind of trying to be a thought leader on something? What is your end goal? Is it generating business? Is it selling books? Is it finding a job? So first, figure out what's your end goal, and then you can figure out what you need to do. It took me a while. It took me a couple of years to. That's why teaching self-branding or kind of a standardized version of teaching this is BS, because it's personal. Self-branding or thought leadership, it's personal. It takes time. It's self-exploration, self-discovery. You need to figure out what you want to say, who you are, and what you want to say. I started by talking or saying what I thought people wanted to hear, and then writing those things, and then giving them to the agency, and the agency would take whatever I write, and then they have to optimize. So they would send me back, and it's there's like maybe 15, 20 words that are not optimized. So it's like they optimize the whole thing, and then they change the whole substance, change the whole message. So I realized that you don't want, or at least I don't want, because again, there's no right and wrong. At least I don't want to say what I think people want to hear. I say what I want to say. So I started talking to myself and putting my thoughts, into kind of experimenting with my thoughts with myself, and then writing them, and then sharing them with few select people that I understand what I'm doing, to get their input. And then that's where I kind of came to that, whatever I'm doing now, this is what I want to do, is I want to give yes, I want to change or reimagine the industry, but that's truly what I want to do. That's what truly I'm doing. And everything I put out there is kind of a reflection of my end goal. But that doesn't mean you cannot do this and at the same time work on getting a return from it. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. I'm doing this in my own name, but I have a business. And when people they see the business behind me. So yes, there is an end goal. There's a second end goal, which is, generating business. But when you kind of establish your first goal, getting your message through to people, the second goal comes easier. And that's what I've, been noticing from my own, my measure. So let's say I used to reach out to people for the sake of networking before I kind of started writing more, and before I positioned myself in whatever position people put me in. It's the reaction I would get is much different from now. When I reach out to someone, and it's funny is I was another agency. I was talking to them 2 weeks ago, and they wanted to kind of sell me a package for lead generation. And the funny thing is, like, when you open their proposal, that's where I started laughing honestly when I saw it. So you have their proposal, it talks about like whatever they do in lead generation, and then there's an add-on, thought leadership. So thought leadership is a package. It's an add-on for digital, and I'm sure you know that. But that doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't be, because what is thought leadership at the end of the day? It's someone, it's your thoughts and you're putting them out there. So if you kind of outsource thought leadership to an agency, what are you doing? That doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's different. It's different from at least what I'm doing. And, it could resonate with whatever your market wants. And that brings me actually to the difference between, I run two companies, two businesses, and they're completely different in the approach. And that's why it's, that your target audience matters to whatever you're saying. Because Talent Gurus, yes, it's my own brand, so I really focus on it, and I everything is authentic. It reflects what I believe in. The other business, it's more of a commercial. It's transaction. It's a hospitality recruiting business. The industry is more transactional. They don't have that. So it's more direct messaging. It's really what the people want to hear. It's kind of selling in their face. That's what we do. So yeah, I do both. So that doesn't mean this is right or this is wrong. It means that this is right for its market, and whatever I want, at least for Talent Gurus and for the market I want, this is what I believe is right. So kind of in a nutshell, but I don't want to keep on talking. I want to kind of discuss stuff. So I want to open it to discussions.
So what did you see as key, for example, in not on the commercial side, let's say in the personal branding? What was key for you? What was something so critical that one should focus on, or what's a specific technique you used, for example, like an example, real world case?
Yeah, there's the key. You have to find the key. It's personal. So to me is what I noticed is first, again, I was talking and I was saying what I believe people wanted to hear, based on research. So I'm doing the research, and then this is what's trending now. These are the topics that are trending now. This is what people are talking about now. This is that. And this is my first approach. And then when I realized, then I'm not much, that's not really what I want to say. And I sat with myself, and self-reflection is very important to me, and it should be important to everyone. You have to self-reflect. You have to go through this discovery, through this journey that, okay, what do I want to say, and how do I want to say it? And again, you have to, it's up to you if you want it to be, full of buzzwords and keywords, and you want to chase algorithms to increase your impressions. But it's also, there's no right and wrong. You can do that, and it's fine if it resonates with your market audience, whoever your audience is, and if this is what you want, and this is who you are. There's no right and wrong here. But at the same time, if you want to be a kind of a genuine thought leader, the first thing is, do you have any thoughts to add to whatever is the topic you want to talk about? Do you have anything original? If you don't have anything original, then you're not really a thought leader. Then you're really self-branding for whatever purposes you're doing. And when I say something original, it doesn't mean that you're with every time creating the wheel. No, we don't. The information is out there. Everything is out there. You need to just put your own twist on it. Your perspective. When you add that, I think there's a great book. It's called not the Art of Stealing. I'll remember it. It's something like that. But it's a very quick, easy, digestible read. And the author talks about, he has a series of those books. It talks about basically how you steal from other people, how you steal their thoughts. And this is the key, is there's you're not creating new information or new anything, but you have to add your unique perspective to it. The other thing is that what you can do is, in any given field, is try to see strategically what's going to happen and talk about that. And it's easier than people think. And I'll just just give you an example. Like, let's say, everything now has data. Data is in everything, right? And let's say it's, what time is it now? Let's say it's 8 o'clock in the morning and you have to be in your office at 9 o'clock. And it takes you an hour and a half to get to your office. You're late. You're not late yet, but you're late. You're not predicting the future. Time is a data point. And so now, whatever field you're in, try to just gather all these data points and kind of, quote unquote, predict the future. And that's, how you kind of stand out in your message about anything you want to talk about. Because if you're just repeating whatever is out there, you're just noise. You're just noise. You're not gonna. Your message might resonate with some people, but it's not. It's not gonna be original.
May I share a point here?
Yes, please.
Okay. أنا لما بلشت البزنس تبعي بلشت البزنس ايديا. Is it okay إذا بحكي عربي ولا بدكم إنجليزي؟
Either way, I'm fine.
Okay. البزنس ايديا طلعت من ورا meeting I had on site with a good friend. كان هو الكونتراكتور and I was the engineer. وسألني سؤال بسيط. ما أخذته وعطيته كتير. رجعت على المكتب قعدت هيك ورجعت تذكرت السؤال اللي سألني إياه. من ورا السؤال اللي سألني إياه عملت business that I grew into a multi-million-dollar business. والايديا كانت تعقيبا على كلامك شربل انه before I started any point I sat down and I put a business plan. قلت لحالي okay هيدا البزنس is we're going to provide these kind of services. السيكتورز اللي بدنا نعمل لها السيرفيسز اللي هن مين في بالماركت حاليا بيقدم هالسيرفيسز هيدي and what exactly is the market share. يعني من 100% market share قد ايه بدها تكون نسبتي انا. لانه هلا اذا بدنا نيجي نفكر باي بزنس بدنا نفتحه رح نلاقي واحد اوريدي فكر فيها يمكن مش بنفس الكونتري اللي قاعدين فيها بمحل تاني. بس الايديا انا كانت بالنسبه لي انه what makes us different. وهيدي نفسها اللي بركز عليها لما اكون عم ساعد حدا يلاقي شغل. لانه engineers معبين البلد. تريدز معبين البلد. اي تي جايز معبين البلد. دائما بسأل السؤال اللي critical. What makes you different than others? What's that thing that you can put on your resume that makes you different? Because أنا في شخص هلا عم في اثنين actually عم ساعدهم هلا اجوا من لبنان جديد على كندا. في شخص قلت له يا خيي جايب لي 7 صفحات رزمي. هون ما حدا عنده الوقت يقرا لك اياه. قلت له أنا I won't even go through it. Summarize everything in one page, make it nice, easy to find the information, categorize the information, you know what I mean? So it's easy for us to find what we're looking for.
Yeah.
وهيدي جملة بحب أنا I share it with you guys. قريتها وهيدي غيرت my complete perspective of نظرتي للحياة. بقول لك the definition of success is to go from one failure to another failure, but without losing enthusiasm.
Yeah.
لأنه once you lose the enthusiasm, no matter what business you make, as soon as the business starts dipping down, خلاص. أنت بتقول هيدا البزنس مش لإلي. And the business world, things goes up and down. مثل الستوكس بيطلع اليوم 100 بينزل 80 برجع بيطلع 20 بينزل 120. You never know. It's the same. But the idea إنه for any successful business بدك تكون حاسب حساب الخطوة بالطلعة وحاسب حساب الخطوة بالنزلة. فأجين ما بدي أطول عليكم كثير. بالنسبة للاسم نمر لتايجر، أنا جيت لهون على كندا واشتغلت كل شيء. اشتغلت بالجروسري ستورز، اشتغلت بالستيبلز، filling aisles at night وشغلات مثل لحد ما اشتغلت security guard مع شركة اسمها كارلك فيرفيو. They do management properties. but within 2 years they gave us a customer service initiative course. Is how to deal with customers. Different mentality, different religion, different mindset, different everything. How to deal with these kind of people. إذا عندك هيك how to deal with them and so on. فقعد انا بعد ما خلصنا الكورسز وكذا قلت يا عمي ليش العالم مش عم بتلفن لي for a job offer. All what I need is a phone call. I know I can make it past that phone call, but I need to get that phone call. So my focus, نرجع بنقول للبزنس, my target is to get the phone call.
Yeah.
فتحت الرزمة هيك عم بتطلع فيها تبع عمي everything is okay. كيف بدي خلي واحد يتلفن لي إذا أنا شخص تاني عم بقدم الريزوميز. How can I let that person call me instead of the other person? Which بنرجع للنقطة إنه what makes you that unique person.
Yes.
مرتي قاعدة حدي قلت لها you know what؟ قالت لي what؟ قلت لها I know what they're looking for. I'm gonna give them what they're looking for. بس شلت اسم نمر حطيت تايجر. That's it.
Yeah.
البادي تبع الرزمي الانفورميشن ما تغير منها شيء.
Yes.
تخيل.
This is an amazing story, and it ties to everything we were talking about. Is that key thing that I realized is that what helped me realize it is my company Talent Gurus, is that when I added some creativity and some visuals to whatever we were putting out there, engagement went up. So that it's, even if it's the same message, and I think that's the human psyche is like we are kind of attracted to I don't know, from when we were kids to shiny stuff. When we grow up, could be shiny, it could be something else, but if something is different, we're attracted to it. And that's why, like, it's not about just having substance. It's not enough in these days. And I just to give you an example, man. And honestly, this came to me, I think, a little this morning, is that because I was talking to an event producer and we were talking about how to bring back people to large in-person events. And if you think about it, when you go to events, in-person events, you're attending, you shake hands, you talk, you don't have everything around you. Like who you are, what you do, what you've written, when you attend a virtual event, you have that all is there. It's in people's faces, because they click, they see who, I know from myself, I click, who's attending this event, you check their LinkedIn profile, you check everything. When you're in person, yes, and I'm not saying in-person events are not good. They're good. Still, we need that connection. But in this day and age, when less companies are doing in-person large events, and it's more of on the hybrid or kind of remote events, you need that kind of halo behind you. That okay, who's that person? And when you've self-branded yourself, as long as it's authentic, putting giving value in whatever your whether it's your LinkedIn profile or whatever profile you have, it resonates. It gives you that exposure more than you going to an in-person event. So it's important, that kind of vision, perspective that people get, like when they saw your name, Tiger versus Nimr. It's whatever reason, humans still we're attracted to these different original stuff.
I wanted to ask Nimr a question. How much time did you spend on Canada before that change?
Well, again أنا جيت لهون كنت عزابي وكنت خاطب وكان بعد سنة عندي عرس وجيت لهون وكنت I was so shocked, you can't imagine. I was so shocked that I couldn't find a job. يعني أنا لما بلشت أشتغل بالجروسري ستورز فرقت إن على الجروسري ستورز ما قدرت، صارت تبكي وطلعت. رجعت على البيت نهار قلت لها ليش عم تبكي؟ قالت لي I can't imagine someone with your qualification working at a grocery store. قلت لها يا أمي أنا ما بتطلع فيها هيك، أنا بتطلع أنا عم بصرف بالنهار $20، هلا صرت عم طلع من ال20 7، يعني صار مصروفي $13 بدل ما أصرف كل يوم 20 صرت هلا عم بصرف 13 لأنه عم دخل 7. عرفت علي كيف؟ بس وصلت لنقطة again مثل تنقول أنت رايح على grocery store و you want to buy apples, right؟ بتوقف قدام هالبشل هيدا، الأبلز كلهم من نفس المصدر، نفس الطعمة ونفس الحجم و sometimes same color. بس سبحان الله بتمسك هالكيس بدك تنقي 5 من هال 300 تفاحة اللي موجودة، وليك شو بصير؟ تمسكها بتطلع فيها بتبرمها وبترجعها، بترجع بتمسك وحدة تاني بتبرمها بتطلع هيدي باخدها. طب ليش هيدي عن هيدي؟ اسأل حالك السؤال، ليش هيدي عن هيدي؟ You know, what's the difference? Still the same taste, the same size, it's exactly from the same source, you know, and it's the same price. And it's the same price. فأنت كشخص عم بدور على شغل you are exactly the same. أنت هالتفاحة بقلب الرجل. ليش اللي عم بدور على employee has to pick you than others? There is something. هذه يمكن والله كانت more shiny than the other one. عرفت علي؟ it's very very very. أنا بالنسبة لي كان الاسم. وما بعرف كيف بالبقية البلاد بس mainly بكندا وهذه كتير بشدد عليها. Mainly بكندا when you go for an interview 20% only is really your qualification and 80% is your personality. Okay, how can you sell yourself as a person instead of how can I sell myself as an engineer? لأنه بكندا بشددوا بهم إنه يحطوا the right person in the right position. وأنا again وقعت بهالمشكلة هيدي لما I was looking for people. الأيديا إنه ما بدك تحط واحد his qualification over what you are asking for. لأنه the minute he finds something that's more challenging for him, they're going to leave you and you're back to square one on it. عرفت؟ فبس برجع بركز على نقطة الميتينج تبعت اليوم إنه you need a goal. المشاكل اللي بتصير when people comes to any country looking for a jobs is they get distracted. بشتغل أي شيء يا أخي ما تقول لي بشتغل أي شيء. أنت شو بدك؟ بدك mechanical engineering، بدك structural، بدك trades، بدك IT، بالاي تي بدك الابلكيشن سايد، بدك السوفت وير سايد، اي شيء يا اخي. انا ما فيني ادور لك على اي شيء، قل لي شو بدك لاعرف شو بدي ادور لك. عرفت كيف؟ لانه they get to a point again I understand the financial stress انه بيجوا اوكي مصروف 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 مصروف. طب انا اوكي عامل savings بس السيفنج بيخلص in no time believe it or not يعني. It's very important again. Focus your energy on what exactly you want to do. And again, هيدي مثل ما شربل قال, what makes you different? هيدي focusing my energy. And what makes me different than anyone else? Why would someone pick me up over anyone else? Same thing in business work. Why would someone call me to clean his carpet than someone else? What makes us different? Believe it or not, sometimes it's a small items that is back to the human psychology, I would say. الكولر تبع الويب سايت تبعك يمكن تكون two exactly same color same website بس هيدا ازرق هيدا اخضر بروحوا على الاخضر لانه وهلا بحكوا شغلي I don't know every فئة عملات بأي بلد موجودة الأكثر عملة متداولة الفئة يعني $20 أو $10 أو 50 whatever دائما green لأنه that's the color of the money. بأمريكا بأمريكا كلهم أخضر. هون عندنا نحن أكثر فئة متداولة بكندا $20 and it's green. The rest is red and blue. بس $20 is green because that's basically what people carries out and this is something maybe ما كانت على بال حدا إنه حتى الcolor has an effect on a human.
Of course it does. You have to kind of see what the trends are. And there is a huge difference between doing that for a company, obviously, and doing that on a personal level. And I think, yes, it started with, yes, branding, company, doing stuff, visuals, but that doesn't mean that on a personal level, you cannot do it and or you shouldn't do it. I think you should, especially now, is that this is I'm different. But as long as you have the substance to back it up, it's not just, flash with no substance. As long as you have good substance, I think adding that creativity twist on it, whether it's your LinkedIn profile, whether it's an article you write, whatever that is, whether it's in your way of writing, or whether it's in, a visual you add, as long as one, it's nice and kind of catchy, and not provocative, and it doesn't overshadow whatever the message you have, and as long as the message is authentic, it's your message, it's real insights, then I think you should do it.
Yeah. I just wanted to comment a bit about what Tiger said about being specific about what you want and out of a job. Yeah, going in and saying I'll do anything is terrible. And another thing we're really not good at it, coming from Lebanon, is when they ask us, especially Lebanese employers trying to gauge salary requirements, and people just don't answer that question. They have a difficulty saying, this is what I'm worth. And, they just say, well, I'll take whatever you give me. And that I've heard the feedback from many Lebanese employers who are trying to employ people here, that it drives them crazy, because this is a genuine question. They're trying to understand what will make you come to their company. So know your self-worth is another I feel a self-branding
Yes, I agree with you. But that question about the salary, I don't think it should be answered by employees. I don't think it should be asked by the employer in the first place. Because in my opinion, you're a company hiring, you have budgeted for the role. So what is the budget? And you give the budget. If there's a range based on experience, you give that range. But don't put a range that is like, 100 to 200. Something that makes sense. But I don't think you should put the employee or the candidate in a position that, what do you want? How much do you want? They don't have to tell you. They don't have to share it with you, because it's a two-way street. It's a relationship. So why are you kind of, when you ask that question, you're trying to take the upper hand in the discussion, in the negotiation. And I don't think that should happen. It should always stay balanced. And transparent, that's the one of the top things on people's mind now. Yes, flexibility, perfect. Yes. Balance, whatever. But transparent communication between companies and employees, between companies and candidates. So I don't think that question should be asked.
Charbel, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Two-sided question. So, you're a talent acquisition talent gurus to do talent acquisition for companies in SF. So the two. I have one question. California. I have one question that's actually two-sided, not two. So the first question: what do you see clients, aka the companies? What do they ask from you? What are the main requirements they ask from you for the candidates? What do you see a recurring pattern that they need from people to that they're asking your company to find these people? That's the first part. The second part, how does your company rank on what are the main metrics, 3-4 top metrics that you rank the people, who are considered good candidates for those companies? So what is their best given? What do you see as a recurring given, and what are your metrics and talent gurus?
Obviously, the first part of the question, it depends widely on what is the role and what seniority of the role. Other than the obviously skill set, technical, whatever the role is, which is always a requirement for any given role. It's the most important thing is that someone, because I work with small and mid-sized companies, I don't work with large organizations. So small, mid-sized companies means small teams. So the most important thing is, do they click with the team? Really, that's really the most important thing. Do they fit within our culture? And because I think Tiger mentioned something about that, like 80% personality, and it's with small and mid-sized companies. Larger companies, it's different; it's a different beast. But small and mid-sized companies, that's really the most important thing, because it's very disruptive to hire someone that doesn't fit within the team. And when people say culture, it's a kind of a vague term. Culture, what does it mean? And culture means different things to different people. For some people, it's foosball tables and casual Fridays. But for people who really want to advance in their career, it's that is there trust? Can I trust leadership? is their continuous learning. And at the same time, companies who want to nurture their talent, they want those people. They want people, yes, fitting within their culture, but they want people who want to grow. They want people who want to, upskill. They want people who want to learn more, continue learning, because to them, that's how you build teams that last. And that's how, they move on from, having to find people every year to just growing their teams, whether they want to grow, explode and have different offices or not. But that's the main thing, is that, yes, we want someone who fits, is gonna, be able to work with the team. At the end of the day, the people you work with, you spend more time than anyone else usually, even if you're working remotely, you're on Zoom calls or whatever, and you're talking to them, so that's really the most important thing. That's the key. But as important as well is, people want to grow. And the same way, I talk to people like you, is like, what is the most important thing is growth. Yes, flexibility now is kind of number one, depending on the age group. I think the kind of Gen Z flexibility may not be as important, for example, to millennials, because, they have kids, like I know from myself, but it's really for small and mid-sized companies, is they want to get people and they want them to stay. They don't like that kind of, come here 2 years, go, hopping from one tech startup to another tech startup to another, whatever, and that's why I always advise, passion, like if we go back to the kind of career choice, passion is kind of, to me, is not much important. I don't want to say more, because I know people try to follow their passion, but what you need to do is just work on your skills, is gain skills in whatever you're doing, and then you will be passionate about what you're doing, because you're going to see better results from yourself. When I got into recruiting, I didn't have passion for recruiting. I didn't even, it was by chance, to be honest, and it kind of fell on my lap to buy the franchise, because my wife was buying it, and then she decided, no, she's going to take a job. Then I was like, okay, should I buy it? Yes, why not? I bought it. I bought the franchise, and I started recruiting for hospitality. So whatever you're doing, whatever your field is, whatever, just keep on learning skills. Even if you don't feel passionate about what you're doing now, just upskill yourself, and you're going to get better, and you're going to grow that passion. Or you're going to discover other things. There is nothing wrong with taking detours. Like I did it. A few years ago, I changed from being a lawyer to being in recruiting. I don't know, 5 years from now, maybe I'm gonna, because I love now marketing and branding. Maybe in 5 years I'll decide, I want to do some marketing and branding. I think there's no wrong and right here. As long as, you give your best to whatever you're doing, just keep on learning. And then if you become passionate about something, that's great. If you don't become passionate, at least you're going to be an authority, because you've learned a lot. And that's how you develop kind of, become a thought leader. And so it's self-branding versus thought leadership, or thought branding is like, yes, you can do it for whatever reasons you want to do it, self-branding, just because you like to engage with people, because you like to get, an X number of followers, and because you like to maybe, get sponsored by companies, when people click on your things to you get money. There's no shame in doing that, if that's what you want to do. That's one way to go about it. But another way, if you believe in, and if you have some thoughts on any given topic, and that you think, or you want to correct something, or you want to change something, keep on upskilling yourself, keep on researching, keep on reading, keep on learning, so that actually you become that. So, it takes us back to, you shouldn't work on self-branding, you should work on yourself, and that comes naturally. I guess I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone, but
So Charbel, we're past 1 o'clock. Time seems to fly with you.
Oh,
We have a question with Luca, and I think maybe we can take a couple more questions, and then we need to wrap up.
I'm okay.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. So my question is, when you go talent hunting, how do you find talents? What type of technologies do you use? Like, what makes a talent stand out? Because I guess some people applying, it's you finding people. So how do you find them? Specifically when it's like more early recruiting.
Yeah, the only way we find, at least that's what we do, talent gurus, is pure headhunting. We don't utilize it, in ATS, applicant tracking system. We don't have a database. It's every search is a new search. So we build most of the times we're building the role from scratch, or rebuilding it, and then working with the client to come up with what do you want to call it, the kind of candidate profile or candidate DNA, that this is what we want. This is the person that we want. They should have this and this and this and this. And then we go out there. The platform we use is LinkedIn Recruiter. That's why I always say you have to be optimized. You have to have an optimized LinkedIn presence so that people like us find you, the jobs find you instead of you going after the jobs. And then basically based on the criteria that's given for any given job, is that we start looking, we start searching, and we start kind of shortlisting. And the way we do things, and that's not like everyone else does it, is that we work on a collaborative way with our clients, is that they see the people we want to engage before we engage with them. So let's say they're looking for a software engineer with like whatever this expertise and these how many years of experience, and we take all the criteria we have, and then we kind of make a list, and then we show our client the list, and they say, okay, reach out to these people, don't reach out to those people. Now this is how we do things, but for any kind of someone who's looking for a career or looking for a job, number one thing is you need to work on your LinkedIn profile. You need to make sure that my LinkedIn profile is optimized, quote unquote, but it's not like for headhunters to find me. With that, I get at least 10, 15 recruiters looking at my profile every week. They don't reach out because they don't see the reason they need to reach out. But so just think about it. If you're doing that, you're gonna get hit by messages from headhunters, whether they're internal recruiters for companies or whether they're agencies like us. The other thing, the other important thing about your LinkedIn profile is also for the hiring manager. And I'm not saying everyone should go out and start writing blogs and articles. Not necessarily. Not everyone wants to do that. I understand. But at least at a minimum, if you don't want to be active, if that's not you, at a minimum, make sure you have a proper headline, make sure you have a proper summary that conveys who you are, and you list your experiences in a way that people can enjoy reading it. As well as you skill, don't just add any skills, add the skills you have. And that's where we always talk about upskilling and learning, is you go to the self-reflection, what do I want to do? And then once you realize that, where do I want to go? And then what's missing, which skills am I missing, and start adding those skills. There's so many ways to do that, whether it's LinkedIn, whether LinkedIn Learning, whether it's Coursera, whether it's so many online platforms that offer, kind of add all those to your LinkedIn profile, and you're going to see an uptick in people reaching out to you. And obviously make sure you have an open profile, like open to new opportunities, optimize the locations, the positions you're looking for. And when I'm looking for someone, and not everyone does that. So when you, let's say I'm looking for whatever director of marketing, and I put whatever filters or whatever words I need to put in, and then you get the recruiter will spit out the first page of 10 people. Ideally, you want to be there. You want to be on the first page. You want your profile to be on the first page. Obviously not for every search, but for a search that kind of fits all the boxes that you have. Whatever your title is, like let's say director of marketing in San Francisco, 5 years of experience. They have this and that and that and that. You want, if it's not the first page, not more than the second page. And to get that, you really need to, kind of work hard on your profile. The other part, obviously, is your resume, which should kind of mirror your profile. And the move now is that because of AI, resumes have been kind of. I've never been a big fan of resumes anyway. I don't think they add anything, to be honest. And I've placed people without resumes. I've talked to them. I've made a decision like I want to place them with my client, and even before seeing their resume, just based on their LinkedIn profile. But it's still a tool that it's important, I guess, for applications. So, but because resumes have been transformed, because of AI, have been transformed into something, I don't know, whatever it is. It's just buzzwords and keywords and, bullet points. And so it's the AI or technology or whatever, it's just sucked out of the human from the resume. There's no more human in the resume. It's just a bunch of words that an ATS would, pick up. And that's why where you should be different, and you here also ties back to self-branding, is your cover letter. And I wrote about cover letters a few weeks ago, and it's to me I was watching. I brought about it. I was watching Disney's something. I forgot the name now. It's a show for kids, and they showed the Trojan horse, and so. The idea came to me is like, why don't we treat cover letters as because, when companies see, cover letters, and it's mostly boring because it's a template people use the same thing, to whom it might concern, and this is why I'm perfect for the role, or I'm the best for the role, or whatever. So instead is put the human in the cover letter, tell your story in the cover letter, connect with the hiring manager on a human level. And that's where, when a hiring manager gets a cover letter that's personalized, that, has depth in it, they're going to look at it, they're going to read it, and they're going to say, okay, I want to talk to this person, versus, the 10 generic templates that they have on the other side of their desk. And that's how you make yourself different, is put in yourself, put the human in your writing. No, not all of us are, great writers. Not all of us, are authors, but you can talk to human. Everyone can talk to human. And that's the most important thing. Yes, I'm not saying you can use AI to help you, but whatever you want to use AI first for, write it yourself first. And ask it to help you, edit it or whatever. But again, everybody, not everybody is a writer, but everyone can speak and write human, and that's how you talk. Yes.
Do you have like guidelines, for example, you could give on this point that you said, branding yourself on LinkedIn the proper way? Do you have like specific, for example, instructions or guidelines? Maybe you could email us or something.
I'll tell you why I don't, because I think I really, and everyone, all the time I get asked this question, whether it's a template for this or a template for that, or a guide for this or a guide for that. And that's why the reason I don't have templates and guides, because I believe in personalization for everything you do. So yeah, I could tell you that, the headline, for example, I just can tell you that it shouldn't be more than, for example, 2 or 3 kind of things. You don't want it too long. You want to convey who you are, what you do, and what's your end goal. If you cover those three things in your headline and in your summary, that's kind of who you are as a human, as a person. What do you do? But not what do you do, like saying what's in your experience section, and where you're going, what you want to achieve. We should all be purpose driven. No matter what you do, you should have a purpose. So, and goes back to self-reflection. Find that purpose before you write. So if you write and then try to find your purpose, or if you start with your passion and then so that's find your purpose. That's the most important thing. And purpose. It doesn't mean that this is your life purpose. The purpose that you're going at now. It could be a short-term purpose. It could be a long-term purpose. Just find your purpose.
So
Okay,
Charbel,
can
do
you
have
share
time?
for
Go ahead,
I have
Ryan.
time. I have time. For me, it's
Okay.
okay.
just for example 2-3 links of profiles that you see as that you perceive as unique, for example,
Other than mine?
other than yours.
I'm not sure. I'll have to think about this. And if there's anything, you mean like profiles of people, right? That's what your question.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I get it. Yes, yeah. I'll have. It doesn't come to mind. But again, I think if you sit with yourself and if you kind of put your thoughts into whatever the message or whatever persona you want to convey the people out there, it's self-discovery. What I can help you with is self-discovery. I don't have templates but I have questionnaires for self-discovery.
That's okay. That would be great.
Yes,
that would be great.
I do have those. So that's how I work. Is like the people I work with is I send them that questionnaire. It's called actually the Not Your Average questionnaire. It's a creative twist on kind of career coaching, whatever you want to call it, but it helps you kind of discover those answers that help you put whatever you want to put in kind of in words and discover and kind of assess what's your next step.
طيب يلا
Okay,
one more
that's
question.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Charbel. One more question. We need to wrap up. And then, Charbel, are you open to receiving questions from people if they didn't have a chance to ask you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Awesome.
I'm open to having also one-on-ones if anybody wants.
Thank you so much, Charbel. That's very generous. I know Sammy has had his hand up. So go ahead, Sammy.
Please.
We'll wrap up with you.
Charbel, you deal only with recruiting for companies, or do you also deal with talents?
No, I will. So the way we interact with talent is, again, I said we don't have a database, so I don't take people's resume and put them in a box. But we have 3 programs for professionals. We have Step, Climb, and Rise. Rise is we launched it this week actually. Rise is interviewing. It's pure interviewing. I'm happy to share the information with you. But yes, we do offer programs for professionals.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was fantastic session, by the way. I love what you said. It makes a lot of sense around the purpose-driven and aligning your purpose to rebrand yourself.
It's a self-discovery, and that's how I got there. It's so I that's the only way I can teach someone to do it is like you have to do it yourself. And the same for career as well, other than career, just career search in general, is that you really have to kind of do a lot of things yourself. Phoning career coaches and whatever it's all the same. It's like they give you the same advice: 7 tips to do this, 8 tips to do that, or 10 whatever to do this. It's all bullshit because there's no magical 10 steps to achieve anything. It's just people like number 10, I think, that takes me back to George Carlin joke, very long. People like authority. Number 10 has authority. That's why it's like, why 10? Why it's not 9? Why it's not 11? That's it's silly. And but so this is the kind of SEO optimized stuff that people use. That it's a clickbait mentality. Like people see that headline, oh, they click on it, oh, it's great. And then they discover after 6 months that whatever they were doing is not working.
Very cool. طيب, Charbel, thank you so much for your time and your generous advice. Thank you for everyone who attended. I think we'll wrap it up now. And
thank you, Janine.
We have some follow-ups. Great to see you all.
Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.